Welcome to Back a Bike Beat. The CB750 is back, and Honda isn't just playing the nostalgia card. What we have here is a motorcycle that nods to the past while fully embracing modern performance, styling, and tech. This isn't a rehash of the old CB. It's a complete reimagining. The 2026 Honda CB750 walks the line between heritage and innovation and does it with a kind of quiet confidence that only Honda can pull off. Let's start with what you see first, the design. The moment this bike rolls up, it hits you with that unmistakable neo-retro silhouette. It's got a proper upright stance, a sculpted fuel tank that looks like it was shaped by decades of evolution, and a round LED headlamp that feels vintage but functions like it's 2026, because it is. From the brushed aluminum accents around the lights and cluster to the blacked-out engine and minimalist rear end, the CB750 is clean, compact, and sharp. Honda has avoided gimmicks. No fake carburetor covers, no excessive chrome, no overly fat tires trying to overcompensate. It's authentic and subtle, with just the right amount of attitude. Color choices this year include deep metallic red, a stealthy graphite black, and my personal favorite, pearl white with gold badging. It looks custom straight from the showroom floor. Fit and finish is peak Honda. The paint is deep, the welds are clean, and every switch and button has that satisfying mechanical feedback that makes you think, yeah, this was built to last. But looks only get you so far. Fire up the engine and the CB750 introduces itself properly. Underneath the tank is a 750 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled parallel twin, running a 270-degree crank. That crank layout gives it a slightly lumpy idle and a deep, rumbling exhaust note, more like a V-twin than a parallel twin, and it makes a big difference in character. Output comes in at 83 horsepower and 62 Nm of torque. No, it's not going to outpull a Z900 or beat an XSR 900 in a drag race, but that's not the point. What matters is how usable and smooth this engine is. The torque comes in early and builds linearly, making the bike feel lively off the line and responsive through the mid-range. You can ride it hard, but you don't have to wring its neck to have fun. Twist the throttle in second gear and the power comes on with a surge, not a spike. It's the kind of motor that invites you to shift less and ride more. The gearbox is slick and precise, typical Honda, and you get a slip assist clutch that keeps downshifts smooth and easy. If you've ever ridden a bike with a grabby clutch in traffic, you'll appreciate how light and progressive this one is. The chassis strikes a perfect balance between agility and stability. It uses a tubular steel frame, not aluminum, and that's actually a good thing here. It keeps the character old school but doesn't sacrifice modern ride dynamics. The front suspension is a 41mm Showa SFFBP fork separate function, big piston, which is non-adjustable but well-damped. Out back, there's a pair of preload adjustable shocks that do the job just fine. Unless you're regularly carving mountain switchbacks or pushing track day limits, you won't miss the lack of full adjustability. On the road, the CB750 is composed and easygoing. The suspension is tuned on the firmer side, which helps in corners, but it's not harsh. Potholes and street imperfections are managed well, and the ride never feels twitchy or nervous. It holds a line with confidence and responds predictably to mid-corner corrections. That inspires trust, especially for newer riders, but it doesn't get boring for veterans. It's one of those bikes that becomes an extension of your body after just a few rides. Braking performance is excellent for the category. Twin 310mm front discs are paired with Nissan 4-piston calipers. Bite is strong without being grabby, and lever feel is progressive. There's a single 240mm disc at the rear, also well modulated. ABS is standard, and it kicks in smoothly when needed. This isn't track-level braking hardware, but for canyon rides, urban commutes, and weekend runs, it's more than enough. Now let's talk about ride feel. This bike has character. It sounds right, it feels right, and it rides like a machine that's been obsessively tuned for real-world pleasure, not just dyno numbers. At idle, there's a soft thump from the exhaust. At speed, the bike settles into a comfortable hum. When you crack open the throttle in third and hear the revs rise with that 270-degree rhythm, it's genuinely satisfying. Ergonomically, the CB750 is refreshingly neutral. You're sitting upright, not hunched. bars are slightly pulled back. Foot pegs are low and mid-mounted, so you can ride for hours without needing a chiropractor. The seat is flat and well padded, not a plank, not a couch, just right. I'm 6 feet tall and found plenty of space to move around. Riders in the 5 feet 6 inches to 6 feet 2 inches range will likely feel right at home. The bike weighs in at just under 480 pounds wet, which is respectable for the category. It's easy to manage at low speeds and doesn't feel top-heavy or cumbersome. Honda's done a great job keeping the mass centralized. It feels planted in corners but light enough to flick with a bit of body input. Tech-wise, it's more modern than it looks. The 2026 CB750 features a full-color 5-inch TFT display, crisp, easy to read, and surprisingly deep in functionality. You get Bluetooth connectivity, turn-by-turn navigation via Honda's RoadSync app, and 3 ride modes, Standard, Sport, and Rain. Each adjusts throttle response and engine mapping, but the differences aren't night and day. More like gentle nudges in personality. There's no cruise control or traction control, but you do get a gear indicator, fuel consumption stats, and phone notifications when paired. Honda kept it minimalist, and honestly, it works. This isn't a bike that needs a million rider aids to be enjoyable. Fuel economy is solid. Expect around 55 miles per gallon in mixed riding. With a 4.3-gallon tank, you're looking at a real-world range north of 230 miles. That's commuter-friendly and weekend trip approved. And yes, it has a center stand, which is a godsend for chain maintenance and garage life. It also makes the bike feel a little more old school, in the best possible way. Honda's also introduced a line of accessories for the CB750, including a quickshifter, soft panniers, a fly screen, engine guards, and an upgraded seat. There's a lot of room to personalize, but the bike doesn't feel like it needs mods to be special. It's good straight from the factory. So where does this land in the market? The 2026 CB750 is priced at $9,499 in the US, which puts it comfortably below the Triumph Speed Twin 900, the Kawasaki Z900 RS, and even the Yamaha XSR 900. Sure, it's not as powerful as the Yamaha or as premium as the Kawasaki, but it's more affordable, arguably more balanced, and definitely more beginner-friendly. For what you get, Honda reliability, excellent build quality, and a gorgeous retro-modern aesthetic, the value is outstanding. Is it perfect? No. Some riders will want more power, more adjustability, or more tech. Others might prefer a twin with a more aggressive personality. But that's missing the point. The CB750 is about balance. It's about everyday usability wrapped in a beautiful design that whispers instead of shouts. It's a bike you'll look back at after you park. A bike that'll still be running like a clock 10 years from now. And a bike that'll make every ride feel like it matters, even if you're just heading to the coffee shop. So, is the 2026 Honda CB750 worth it? Absolutely. If you want a machine that blends classic looks with modern reliability, real-world power, and Honda-level engineering, this should be at the top of your test ride list. It doesn't chase trends, it defines its own lane. And in a world full of bikes trying to be the fastest, loudest, or most high-tech, that's something pretty special. If you like this deep dive into the CB750, make sure to subscribe to Bike Beef for more real-world motorcycle reviews, gear tests, and riding tips. Drop a comment below, let us know if the CB750 is your kind of ride or if you're holding out for something else. Ride safe, ride smart, and we'll catch you on the next one.